Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo Television. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. MAN, LCCI, economists counter Buhari's claim on economy. ASUU, train attack, you don't care. Northern elders blast Buhari over Ngige, Amechi. Niger residents negotiate peace deal with bandits. Bandit release abducted Plateau Monarch after 3 days. Fuel crisis. Don't sell fuel above 165 naira per litre. Ipman warns members. Why I wore traditional worshippers attire to Supreme Court proceedings. Ondo Amotekun arrests suspected masterminds of Owo massacre. Foreign story. Nigerian man Ekweremadu, wife arraigned for organ trafficking in UK. Finally, sports. Super Eagles dropped to 34th position in latest FIFA ranking. The news in detail. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, the Lagos chapter, and Chamber of Commerce and Industry and economists on Wednesday countered the claim made by the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, that the economy under him is better than it was in 2015. The chairman of the gas group, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Ola Adebayo, said Buhari's regime policies have not translated into positive economic growth and real sector development. He faulted the regime's implementation of policies under Buhari, stressing his regime would not score a pass mark. Also, the Deputy President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idausa, said the reality was at variance with the claims of the President. He said the current regime has not been able to attract the private sector to invest in critical infrastructures like railways and airports, saying that the government's economic model is counterproductive and not in the best interest of the economy. To the ASUU strike, the Northern Elders Forum, NEF, has criticized President Muhammadu Buhari over the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige's handling of the prolonged strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU. Akim Baba Ahmed, the spokesman of NEF, said Buhari does not care who runs the country, blasting former Minister Rotimi Amechi for abandoning his duty in search of presidential tickets. In a tweet, the NEF spokesman also said the immediate past Minister of Transportation, Amechi, left a stalled train service while opting to run for the presidency. He said Amechi failed to ensure the release of train passengers from kidnappers before opting to run for the presidency. According to Baba Ahmed, Ngige was going to leave the ASUU strike and sit at home to run for presidency of Nigeria also. Daily Post report that ASUU has been on strike since February 2022. This was after the return from a previous industrial action. You are watching the world news from BGI TV. More to come. Residents of banditry infested communities in Kusheki, district of Rafi, local government area of Niger State, have proposed a peace pact with the bandit. Daily Trust records that the bandit had called for a peace agreement with the local government on conditions that they would not report them to constituted authorities each time they crossed their communities. The community leader of Kusherki, Al-Adi Garba Kusherki, told correspondent that a delegation had already been sent to interface with the bandit. He also revealed that the bandit had demanded 2 million naira money to buy kola nut that would be shared among their colleagues and friends. To know that a peace pact had been signed with the victim communities, promising a return of peace if the conditions they gave were complied with. In the end, they told us that we are the cause of the fight between them, bandit, and our communities. They said each time locals see them with cattle crossing their communities, they lay ambush and start attacking them. That after all, the Russell cattle don't belong to the locals, and hence they did not see any reason why they should be attacked. So they decided to get revenge. Still on another bandit story, the paramount ruler of Panyam in the Mangu local government area of Plateau State is Royal Highness Aminu Nderwan, who was kidnapped by bandits and regained its freedom. It was gathered that the district head was released last on Wednesday night after spending about 3 days in the hands of its abductors. The spokesperson for the police command, Alabo Alfred, confirmed that was released to Punch in Jos on Thursday. The PPRO said, yes, he has been released, thank you, he communicated. A youth leader in Penyam community, Philip Yakubu, who also confirmed the Monarch's release, said that the community had been jubilating since the news of the one's freedom broke last night. To the fuel crisis rocking the nation, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria on Wednesday warned members of the association not to dispense premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, above the approved 165 naira per litre pump price. Ipman, in conjunction with the Association of Distributors and Transporters of Petroleum Products, gave the warning in Abuja following report that many retail outlets had adjusted the price in various pumps upwards above the government-regulated rate. The factional national president, Ipman Chinedu Okoronkwo, admitted that members of the association had called for a hike in petrol price, but noted that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited had released enough petrol. A human rights lawyer, Malcolm Omoirobo, on Thursday caused a stir at the Supreme Court for wearing an African traditional worshipper's attire to the court's proceedings. Omoirobo stated that he wore the clothing to court to exercise his fundamental human rights following a recent judgment by the Supreme Court which permits all Nigerians to express their way of worship and the use of hijab in schools and public places. The Punch had reported that the Supreme Court had on Friday, June 17, 2022, granted the use of hijab by female Muslim students in government-owned schools in Lagos. The court issued its judgment following an appeal. Lagos State Government and OS v. Ashiat Abdul Karim with suit number SC/910/16. The lawyer, who was barefooted with feathers attached to his wig, was said to have arrived at the court at about 9:05 a.m. He also wore a gourd with cowries around his neck and a red wrapper tied around his waist. From that story, we'll go to another good story rocking Owo. The Ondo State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps, has confirmed that some suspects have been arrested in connection with the terrorist attack on St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo. The suspected terrorists invaded the church on June 5th, killing no fewer than 40 people and injuring many other worshippers. The state commander of Amotekun, Adetunji Adeleye, on Thursday said some suspects had been arrested in connection with the killing. He stated these while parading some 71 men who were arrested for various criminal activities across the state. The Amotekun boss said, as regards the Owo incident, we have recovered the last vehicle they used for the operation, and we made some arrests, and we have also recovered some vital things which we are working on. Next story is a foreign story which connects with a Nigerian. The United Kingdom Metropolitan Police have formally charged 2 Nigerians with conspiracy to facilitate the travel of another person for organ harvesting. The suspects were arrested and charged over their plan to bring a child into the country to allegedly harvest said child's organs. The 2 arrested suspects were identified as Beatrice Nwaneka Ekweremadu, 55, and Ike Ekweremadu, 60, from Nigeria. The suspects who have been remanded in custody will appear in Uxbridge Magistrate Court later on Thursday. They are charged with conspiracy to harvest organs, the Guardian UK reports. According to the report, the charges involve arranging or facilitating travel of another person with a view to exploitation, namely organ harvesting, the Met said in a statement. The child involved has been safeguarded, according to the Met. The investigation was launched after detectives were alerted to potential offenses under modern slavery legislation in May 2022, the force said. And finally, sports story. The Super Eagles of Nigeria dropped to 31st position in the latest FIFA Coca-Cola World Ranking released on Thursday, CompanySports.com reports. The latest men's ranking was published on FIFA's official website. In Africa, the Super Eagles now occupy the 4th spot behind Senegal, Morocco, and Tunisia, who are 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, respectively. Sierra Leone, who lost to the Eagles in the 2023 AFCON qualifiers, dropped to 113, that's 113th, while Guinea-Bissau remained in 115, that's 115. Sao Tome and Principe, who lost 10-0 to the Eagles in the AFCON qualifier, dropped to 187th spot. Meanwhile, Brazil remained the number 1 spot, and Belgium also retained second place. Argentina moved up 1 place to 3rd, replacing France, who are now in 4th position, and England are non-movers in 5th. Spain are in 6th, Italy 7th, Netherlands 8th, Portugal in 9th spot, and number 10 is Denmark. The next FIFA Coca-Cola World Ranking will be published on 25th August 2022. That was world news from BGI TV, but before we go, some major headlines. MAN LCCI economist counter Buhari's claim on economy. ASUU trained attack, you don't care. Northern elders blast Buhari over Ngige Amechi. And finally, sports. Super Eagles dropped to 31st position in latest FIFA ranking. For more updates on our YouTube channel, the handle is Bãnd Imo TV. Kindly subscribe, click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bãnd Imo with Alawide Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bãnd Imo_22. For advertisement of goods and services, coverage of events and functions, both outdoor. The phone number streaming on your screen is the direct line to call for advertisement only. Thank you for watching. I am Moriri Regila Lawal. Good afternoon.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.